Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video, we're going to take a little bit of a look at the Realm of Beasts article that obviously we got the reveal yesterday at the Adepticon reveal show of the new Season of War book for Thondia, which has a ton of narrative-based content. And also in today's video, I want to talk about why I'm taking a step back from competitive Warhammer or even like going to tournaments and stuff like that as well, because that's been something that I've been umming and ahhing about for a little bit on whether or not I enjoy that sort of game anymore or at current in the way the game currently goes. So we'll have a talk about all of that sort of stuff as we go through the video. But so I guess let's talk about where I'm at with gaming to begin with. I'm starting to enjoy narrative-based gaming a lot more. Like, people have always known I'm really fond of narrative gaming, but at this point in time, I'm really only enjoying that sort of gaming. Playing things like Elder Scrolls, where I can build up my characters and the scenarios are very narrative driven. Like you saw the Standing Stone scenario we had up last, where you had to go get the Standing Stone and defend it from Draugr, and there was a clear narrative-based objective around the story I was trying to tell in that game. And that sort of game is becoming more appealing to me more than ever now. And I think that's partly because of how Age of Sigmar maybe has gone into match play itself. I'm not getting that same enjoyment from match play I once was. And this isn't off the back of bad results. My last two events, I've only lost one game at the last two I've been to. Taking a second place and a third place in the time. I've been doing all right in competitive play. I just haven't been enjoying even achieving those results as well. Now, I know that's not GTs or anything like that, but that is in my local area. That's what we sort of have for competitive play, other than a couple of GTs a year, of which, if I'm not going to run one, maybe it drops down to one. Hopefully someone else picks up the slack where I've decided to not run mine this year due to more personal reasons. But I'm not getting that enjoyment out of match play anymore. I don't like the direction the game has gone for match play. I'm finding it harder to run lists I want to run in match play. I'm finding while there may be more armies doing well, those lists become very narrow into what. So while you might see something like Nighthorn at the top end, those Nighthorn lists that are doing that top end stuff are very particular on what they are. And I'm finding less and less lists that have units that people don't go, oh yeah, that's why it's doing so well in. And that's maybe ruining a little bit of the fun in match play for me. With that said though, I still enjoy Age of Sigmar. I have people come over, play games. I really enjoy my games with my friends. But I like playing in more of a story-driven mode. I like playing more of that. Like, I've had my best games of recent will be the Slaanesh vs Gloomspite Gits and the Flesh Eater Courts vs Gloomspite Gits games I've had on the channel, where we've both taken very low-tier armies to the table, and not necessarily even taken the good builds of those low-tier armies and had fun games with those armies. They've been my funnest games of late. And I even feel those low-tier versus low-tier just has so much more interaction in the game than the top tier versus top tier, which I really just don't enjoy that level of gaming anymore. With that said, that's why I've decided to take a step back from tournaments. I'm not enjoying myself. If you don't enjoy it, don't do it. And so I want to focus more on narrative wargaming, and that is why I'm so excited that we got this book. Now, I know this isn't what everyone maybe was expecting. A lot of us were probably expecting a Sylvaneth and Skaven battle tome, or at least that Chaos and Order battle tome to be revealed. You know what? We haven't even got the Nighthaunt and Daughters of Cain book, so I'm not too fussed, in all honesty. But what this is a narrative story. We've been asking for updates to Path to Glory and narrative side of the gaming for a while. A lot of people wanted that stuff. You know, the love that Crusade has gotten in 40k for Path to Glory to get in Age of Sigmar. So definitely, I wanted that sort of stuff to come. So, following the Siege of Excelsis, all the battles and bloodshed across Gur have brought the Realm of Beasts itself to life. Get ready to join the battle in Thondia. Thondia is a ravenous alpha continent, and if you don't know what an alpha continent is, effectively, the continents in Gur are actually living things. They eat one another. There's stories of this giant, Maw-shaped continent where it actually ate the island in the middle, where there was an orc-like stronghold, an Iron stronghold in the middle of this island, and there was this jaws of this cove, if you will, that eventually encroached around the island and eventually crushed the island to nothingness. So the continents actually eat each other. And so that's what an alpha continent is. It's one of the big ones. And it's where the action is right now, set in Warhammer Age of Sigmar, that we're seeing all the big narrative. Obviously, Excelsis is on here, so the whole Siege of Excelsis, Kragnos' Awakening, all that sort of stuff happened in Thondia. Even Beastgrave is in Thondia. And so you can experience the realm of beasts like never before with this Thondian Strongpoint. The Realmscape box includes stacks of sumptuous scenery, buildings on the kits released in the Warhammer Age of Sigmar last year. You'll now be able to create your own settlement in Gur. So this is really cool. We have seen something like this before. We got the Blasted Hallowheart scenery set that had some really cool missions alongside that box set. If you remember, the boards came out for that. It was a small size board that you got with that, but we did have, some really cool scenery and some really cool rules for using those ruins in the game, which was cool. And so this is going to continue along that line. And however, what in the Mortal Realms is this thing? It's the Cronspine, Incarnate of Gur, a savage apparition and manifestation of pure amber magic created in the wake of Alariel's right to life. Because, of course, a big ending to this whole fight with Nagash and Teclis was that Alariel made a play of her own, and she sort of brought together the big surge of life in the Mortal Realms. She's actually a big reason why Kragnos is now awake and alive. He was dead. And so it's a new type of unit that's part spell, part monster, and all danger. So that looks like it's going to be, Amberstone in the middle. We sort of read a little bit about this in some of the stories on how these beasts sort of come about. If you're reading the new Kragnos story, which we should have a Black Library review up for very soon, there will be some hints at maybe what this thing is like, which is pretty cool. And so an Incarnate is bonded to one of the heroes in your army. Anyone in Gur can summon one. You need to be careful though. If the bonded champion is killed, the Incarnate will go wild and may even attack your own forces. Cool. I like this sort of stuff. This is very narrative driven sort of stuff. I really don't care what it's about in competitive play anymore. But being able to summon this, have it tied, this could be a really cool thing for like Path to Glory, to have some quests to unlock this in your Path to Glory roster would be really cool. And so alongside this as well, this imposing new miniature, which looks to be based on how we sort of see it here. It looks like it's on a circular base. So I'm thinking, what sort of circular base is it? It may be on the, not the Terrorgeist one, the one down from that. I'm trying to think of a model that's on that circular base. I can't quite put my finger on it. But that's sort of what it looks like to me. And so alongside this, you'll get some new scenery. We've obviously seen parts of this, like the statue and these walls here we've seen. But we've got this giant big skeleton, which according to Games Workshop, this was about 1 foot long, which is really cool. This would be a really cool terrain piece. And then we also got this new big shrine here as well, called the Cleansing Aquilith, which apparently they sort of install into the Mortal Realms to provide fresh drinking water wherever these are put, which is pretty cool. Like, that's important in narrative. You need fresh drinking water for your people to survive, which would even make these like really popular things for other armies to come claim. If you're a destruction army, clean drinking water is important to you all the same. So like having an Oryx or like even ogres would definitely want to try and take these for sure. Would be a really important part. And then you've also got the statue. Well, remember these Guardian statues coming to life and sort of doing some amazing stuff with their defense. I think of like the Dominion story by Darius Hinks, where we sort of read about what these Guardian statues can do. These Guardian idols, which was pretty cool. So if that's pretty much what they've gone for, that sounds like what it was. But this is a cool big box set. Cool new miniatures. I'll definitely be picking one of these up for the channel. Looks really, really cool. However, that's still not all. Alongside this scenery, we'll have this book, Season of War, Thondia. Now, this, Ben Johnson was talking a little bit about this. If you don't know who Ben Johnson is, he's one of the lead game designers for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Is the only or one of? I can't quite remember. I'm pretty sure he's the only. But anyway, he talked about this has stuff for all versions of play, open narrative and match play, which is really cool because the General's Handbook has moved away from having narrative and open play content in it. So this is really cool. But full of background and lore, talking about and continuing our story. I really like these sort of things when they come out, like getting all the story and everything for the game. But also it will include new battle packs for all kinds of games, including 2 for narrative play, one of them focused on Path to Glory. awesome. Path to Glory, we've been waiting for updates for this system for a while. We're really interested to see what this sort of does. And so it talks about Seasonal War includes realm rules for the setting your games in Thondia. Really cool. This sort of book, like what it is in reminding me of, is the very early Warhammer Age of Sigmar books. If you remember them, when they came out, like in the Realm Gate Wars, or even things like like Forbidden Power and stuff like that, giving us very specific settings. And so mechanics for creating your own hero in the Realm of Beasts with a new Anvil of Apotheosis. This is really cool. These are great things. Anvil is amazing. Was one of the most popular things. I saw so many people making cool characters with it. Can't wait to try this out. Like it's talking about a Grot Priest on a dragon here. Anyone? This is really, really cool. Creating your own monsters with this sort of stuff. Anvil of Apotheosis was something released in the last General's Handbook of 2nd edition, and it effectively allowed you to build up a character. It definitely had some work needed to it, but it was a fantastic start, and hopefully this takes on. And so, would-be explorers who crack open this book will find details of the fantastical flora and fauna they found across Gur. That I'm really interested in, the fauna and flora. Like, are we going to get specific terrain rules as well? Maybe like the trees and stuff that eat people, or holes and like giant moors in the ground. I'm really interested to see where we go with all of this. This, for me, is probably the best Age of Sigmar update we've gotten so far for 3rd edition. I'm really excited to see where this goes, especially when I want to do more narrative play. We'll definitely be trying to focus more narrative play on the channel going forward, and that includes for all game systems we play. I generally do enjoy those more narrative-driven games. That doesn't necessarily mean it has to be narrative play, but I like playing with more themed objectives and themed armies on the table now. But what do you think? How are you feeling about Age of Sigmar in its current form? And also, what do you think of Seasonal War Thondia? Well, that's the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And while you're at it, drop us a comment down below and let us know what you enjoyed about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our fine little community here at Sinful Gaming, you can do so by joining our Discord server, which is linked down in the video's description. Lastly, if you'd like to help support the channel and get your name up on the screen like all these fantastic people do, you can do so by supporting us either on Patreon or YouTube members. As a special thanks to all our Patreon and YouTube members, we'd love to give them a shout out. So a shout out to our Patreons: Christian Weir, James Soren, Greenskins Gaming, AJC, Kenny Lowell, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Cure Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, Anton Nilsson, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, and Dynet226. And a shout out to our YouTube members: Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Chris Wallace, Ronya, Vinny, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Revenar, Wolfric Nick, Broken Shelf, Adriana Edwards, and Sean Scott. A special thanks as well to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for our channel, and to Xmorphic, who does all the amazing background work for our channel's Discord server as well. Thank you all for watching. Once again, everyone, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.